and fellow colleagues. Today, we have among us the presence of NHA official, Mr. Kiran Gopalvaska, IS Director, IT, Policy and Coordination of National Health Authority, Mr. Akhil Siddharth, Member of National Health Authority, Mr. Indrajit Singh, Secretary General of General Insurance Council, Mr. P. Shashidhar Nair, Consultant and Technical Advisor, Health, Property and Mike Insurance of General Insurance Council. Sir, we welcome you all from bottom of our heart. It's my honor to introduce the Bajaj Association, that is Bajaj Allianz General Insurance Association, Mr. Ashish Sethi, President and Country Head, Health, SPO and Travel, and Mr. Bhaskar Sir, Health of HAT. Sir, we welcome you for NHCX Awareness Workshop. The workshop aims at creating awareness and guidance of the most relevant health industry initiative, NHCX, driven by NHA and IRDAI, aided by GIC. Before starting this workshop, we'll commence our event by lighting the lamp of knowledge and wisdom. And to do the honor, I would invite Mr. Kiran Gopalvaska and Mr. Indrajit Singh, Mr. Ashish Sethi to please come forward and light the lamp. And now, taking this event forward, I request Mr. Ashish Sethi, President and Country Head, Health, SBU and Travel, and Mr. Kiran Gopalvaska, IS Director, IT Policy and Coordination, NHA, to please come forward, and requesting Mr. Ashish Sethi to welcome Mr. Kiran Gopalvaska. I request Shashi sir to please stay for a few minutes. Now I request Mr. Indrajit Singh, Secretary General GIA, to please come forward, and requesting Mr. Ashish Sethi to welcome Mr. Indrajit Singh. Now I request Mr. P. Shashidhar Nair to please come forward, and requesting Mr. Ashish Sethi to welcome him. Going forward, I would request Mr. Akhil Siddharth to please come forward, and requesting Mr. Ashish Sethi to welcome Mr. Akhil Siddharth. Thank you so much, sir. Now it's time to invite Mr. Ashish Sethi to address the audience.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Good afternoon to each one of you all, and at the outset, thank you very much for making it on a Monday afternoon. I do recognize that Monday is not the most suitable day to get away from your place of work, but we truly appreciate your presence over here. At the outset, I'd like to thank Mr. Kiran Gopal Vaska, IAS, batch of 2008, Director IT and Policy, NHA. He's from IIT Mumbai, from Harvard. And if I may say so, sir, congratulations on behalf of all of us on just being promoted as Joint Secretary. Mr. Indrajit Singh, Secretary General, GI Council, and Mr. Shashidhar Nair, Consultant and Tech. Thank you very much for being here too, sir. And last but not the least, Akhil, thank you. And we look forward to your interventions today. I think we all sort of have been working and partaking in numerous conversations, dialogues, both remotely and in person, over the last few months with regards to NHCX. And I think today we have been blessed with the august company of all the key stakeholders to disseminate to us the key matrices for this particular endeavor that the government and NHA endeavors to roll out within the stakes of all key stakeholders in India. We at Bajaj are delighted to host you here in our home city of Pune and wish you a wonderful stay and a very eventful next 3 hours, I hope, with the participation of the hospitals from Pune. I think, creating awareness is one aspect, and what we really want the stakeholders is to adopt and walk away with a conviction of belief that we stand with and work with the NHA in executing this particular endeavor. Last but not the least, we have Mr. Vaska himself, who will be ordaining the stage to disseminate this. So with a big round of applause, we'd like to thank you first, right? Thank you. And I'm delighted to have you here in person and even more excited to be listening to your presentation and discourse today. So thank you very much and welcome to each one of you all. We shall endeavor to stay within the timelines, and we have some high tea for you at the end of the show. And I look forward to sort of interacting with each one of you all during that break. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom. NHA, National Health Authority, has been instrumental in driving various health initiatives in the country, and NHCX being one among them, which aims to simplify and expedite the cashless claim process and reducing waiting time of the patient by creating the Central Exchange Program. Now, I call upon Mr. Kiran Gopal Vaska, IS Director, NHA, to take the session forward.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the generous introduction that you have given me. It's by far, I think, the largest gathering so far. This is the 6th city that we've been traveling as a team, GIC, IRDI, and NHA, going around talking about what this claims exchange is, what is in it for the providers, why you should onboard, what is it that you need to do if you have to onboard, and also trying to take questions and take suggestions. It's also taking forward as we try to operationalize and roll out this very important initiative. I mean, as a matter of fact, NHA as such doesn't bring in any health initiatives. We bring in more insurance related or tech related initiatives. So this is one of those. So before I deep dive into what this claims exchange is, I'll just tell you a little bit about how we came here. I mean, how we arrived where we are right now. So And again, for those who are traveling with me, this is a repetition, the 6th time, but for most of you, it will be the first time. So in 2017, the government of India came up with the national health policy that talked, among other things, about leveraging technology for providing access to quality healthcare to every citizen in the country. And it also talked about one larger umbrella scheme called the Ayushman Bharat scheme. All of us know Ayushman Bharat by only one scheme if you're a provider, the PMJAY Yojana. Some of you might already be empaneled under that scheme. Actually, it has 4 pillars. The first one is called Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Center. They have been of late renamed as AAM, Ayushman Arogya Mandir. Basically, these are our erstwhile PHCs and sub-health centers that are being revamped, restructured, replenished, and more services are being provided through these primary care centers. The second one is what we call ABHIM, PM ABHIM, Pradhan Mantri Ayushman Bharat Infrastructure Mission. This is about upgrading the secondary and tertiary healthcare services facilities in the country, the medical colleges, district hospitals, and large civil hospitals, etc., upgrading them. The third one, we all know, Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, that aims to provide a 5 lakh cover for secondary and tertiary care treatments to the economically bottom 40% of our country. And some of you might be empaneled under that scheme, in which Maharashtra is also a partner. The third one, and perhaps the one that weaves all these things together, is what is called ABDM, Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. And ABDM is basically about fostering a digital health ecosystem that can actually support our ultimate objective of providing universal health coverage by improving processes through digitization, standardization, by way of using open protocols and open API systems. And under this mission, the government is not actually building a software. I mean, it's not a front-end software that we are saying we built it, now everybody start using it. Just like we took the way in UPI, where government has built the underlying back-end infrastructure, and it has left it for the private sector and, of course, government entities to develop applications that run on this infrastructure. A similar philosophy is being followed here. So what happens as part of ABDM is these 3 things mainly. The first one over here, pointer, I think it works, right? Yeah, this one. One, we enable interoperability of health data. Today I go to a doctor, the doctor creates a prescription, a diagnosis, etc. Tomorrow I go to another doctor, I should be able to seamlessly share this information with the other doctor digitally with my consent. That in a nutshell, that's exactly what this first thing is about. So there are certain things involved here called ABHA ID, which is for an individual, so that you need a digital identity in the system, right? That is uniform across the thing. There is something called a health professional registry, where we are creating a registry of all healthcare professionals, both Indian and modern systems of medicine, both doctors, nurses, and other allied healthcare professionals. And then a health facility registry that again is a digital registry of all health-related facilities in India. That may be a hospital, a lab, a diagnostic center, an Ayurveda center, etc. Basic idea is that if you want to participate, let's say in Gmail, you need to create a Gmail account, right? It's something like that. So using all those and using this exchange for health data, the first part is being achieved. The second one is this, right? UHI. Today, I want to book a teleconsultation. I have to be using a particular app. My doctor also has to use that particular app, right? But what if I want to have a freedom, like I want to use Google Pay, let him use Phone Pay, I will still transfer my funds. This is exactly what it tries to achieve. So this is interoperability of health services. Irrespective of what application you are using as a user, or rather someone seeking a service, And irrespective of what the service provider is using, what application, you should still be able to discover each other, book a service, avail it, and pay for it. So, ये health का UPI है. And the point of our interest today, what we'll discuss and deep dive into today, is what is called claims exchange, where we are trying to talk about interoperability of health claims or standardization of the way health insurance claims are processed in our country. Right? Today, what happens is this. A patient comes, he approaches for treatment, the staff raises a pre-auth, and then the patient is admitted, treatment is done, and then hospital tries to get a final approval from the insurance company. There are certain things here, like whether the patient has given you all information or not about what all policies are he's eligible for. That's a question. And then people with 10 different policies may come to your hospital. And you have different policies from different providers, different insurers, right? So you have to use a separate portal for each one of it. There's no single unified portal where you go and you are submitting your system claims and then they are getting cleared. And then there is a back and forth. ये document नहीं है, ये information नहीं है, ये covered है, ये नहीं covered है. And as a result, ultimately, although the patient is ready to be relieved in the morning, discharged in the morning, we end up discharging him somewhere in the afternoon or maybe 4 or 5 p.m. There is a wastage of bed capacity, there is an additional charge, then again there is a dispute between the patient and you. Ultimately, you have treated him, you have made him well, him or her well, but he is leaving with that bitterness. कि ये तो बस ऐसे ही करते हैं hospital वाले. So, therefore, what we said is, why can't we, and just to summarize what are the issues or what happens. So this is how the insurance market looks like today. This is as per the IRDA's 22-23 report. And these are the challenges that we are currently seeing. Claim tracking. This is a challenge. It all depends on how much of a response or how responsive the insurer is or the insurer system is or the TPA system is. There's no standardization of TAT or there's no standardization of process itself, and then there is no overall monitoring. And data flows in uncoded format. There's no, like I said, because lack of standardization, somebody asks for Aadhaar, somebody asks for driving license, somebody asks for whatever. And most of the time, this data goes as scanned documents. And as a result, everything is done manually. And it is estimated that a typical insurance claim, the insurance industry will maybe correct it because it is coming from some of you only. It costs anywhere between 500 to 800 rupees to process an insurance claim. That means OPD is out of the question. And why should, and the reason for this is non-standardization and therefore manual processing and therefore higher costs, and also TAT. The time taken to process a claim. 45 दिन होता होगा, 45 दिन में पेमेंट आ रहा है क्या सभी को? किसको पता है कि आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? And who is monitoring it, and how effectively is IRDA able to monitor this when real-time data is not available for it to monitor and help you out? And like I said, this data, the non-availability of near real-time data to the regulator is again a challenge, because the regulator cannot do what the regulator wants to do because of lack of data, because things come as a post-mortem. So, अभी एक circular आया है ना कि pre-auth submit होता है तो 1 घंटे के अंदर approval देना है. How is this going to be monitored? So, how do we ensure that will happen? And then the user experience, like I mentioned, can we leave the patient with the better feeling that हाँ मेरा hassle-free admission हुआ, hassle-free claim हुआ, and then I got discharged when I was supposed to get discharged. There was no unnecessary like holding me back until 5 or whatever because of this lack of information or lack of exchange. So with this intention to address some of these issues, IRDAI and NHA came together and formed a working group where the standardization of a claim was done, and then a digitization of that claim was done. And then finally, we came up with what is one of the core building blocks of ABDM, the middle one, what we call the National Health Claims Exchange. See, the National Health Claims Exchange is nothing but, it's like a router. It's like a middle layer that sits between you and the payer. And irrespective of which payer you want to communicate with, you can use only one system of your choice, and you send your claim, or you send your pre-auth request, or you send your claim status, what happened to my query, what claim. It goes to the claims exchange, and the claims exchange then relays it to the respective payer. This is the standardization, and similarly, the same thing happens when the payer responds. They respond to the claims exchange, and it comes back to you. It's like sending email from your Yahoo account to my Gmail account. You send it to one server. That server then deciphers what you have sent, and it reaches me, right? What is happening here? There is one standard protocol called SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. So this protocol was something that was decided at some point in time, and every mail exchange server in the world decided that we will follow this. That is how standardization has happened. That is why there is this whole email thing. Otherwise, if it were to be within one particular entity and everybody had to integrate with everybody, like for example, ये IPL में 10 टीम थे ना, if now हर एक के साथ खेलना था, तो कितने मैच हुए? Anybody? 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5, that is sigma n minus 1, right? अगर कोई standardization नहीं है और हर एक से बात करना है, so this is what happens. That is why this standardization, that is why this thing called the claims exchange, and that is why we are saying you hook on from one end, you are visible to everybody else. And this exchange is for, so अगर formally describe किया जाए कि ये NHCX क्या है, so I'll just read it out. Some of you can read yourself, in fact. So, but for the benefit of those who are not able to see it very clearly, so NHCX is a standardized health claims platform to enable automation of health claim related information exchange between payers, providers, beneficiaries, and other relevant entities. In a nutshell, that is what the claims exchange is about. This is not a front-end software. This is not what you will see. I mean, UPI का backbone तो आप देख नहीं रहे हो. आपको Google पे दिखता है, phone पे दिखता है. It is like that back-end thing. What you will ultimately be seeing is your HMI solution or your IT solution that you are using currently to submit your claims. Now there are certain special characteristics for this exchange. What are those? The exchange is data blind. Because the moment we say that, okay, गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू डेटा जा रहा है, तो हमें एक डर लगता है कि गवर्नमेंट सब देख रहा होगा कि मैं कितना चार्ज कर रहा हूँ, मुझे मेरा क्लेम का कितना वैल्यू है. Let me assure you, by design, in fact, the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission by design works on a data blind policy, on a federated architecture, where data stays where it is created and it goes from A to B only when the parties want it to be sent. But how do I know किससे आया, किसके पास जाना है? Therefore, a data packet is divided into two parts, header and the main body. The main body is encrypted. You encrypt it and send it to your payer can decrypt it and see it. Similarly, your payer responds, he encrypts, you decrypt and see it. We read the header because I need to know किससे आया, I need to know किसको भेजना है. And we maintain what is called a network registry in order to make sure that whatever or wherever the request is coming from, that is from a trusted entity. And wherever the response has to go, it is also a trusted entity. That is what the government does. And what is this bundle itself? The bundle itself is created in a open source health standard, health exchange data standard called FHIR, FHIR, Fast Healthcare Interoperable Resource. This is an international standard that is used across the world for exchanging health data. In fact, it is what we use for the larger ABDM construct, and the same thing is being used for the claims exchange also. इसमें एक finance module करके है, where there are objects already available. Like for example, it's simple example ये है कि अगर आपको claim बनाना है, claim भेजना है, there is company 1 which has a product X, there is company 2 which has product Y. We have created a generic product called product Z. It's like we generated what a car frame looks like. Now that car could be a Mercedes, it could be a Ford, it could be anything. So we have created that generic framework which every insurance company is using to code it into their own product. And when you get empaneled with them, that product actually gets shared with you. And I'll talk to you about how this whole contracting broadly works. So therefore, whatever information is going, only limited information is available for us to see in order to ensure that the timelines are maintained and also to ensure that the claims exchange health is monitored correctly. And more importantly, I also mentioned beneficiaries here. There is a provision for the beneficiary also to hook on to the claims exchange. अगर मेरा एक policy है, उसमें मुझे देखना है कि मेरा कौन सा claim अभी currency में है, अभी चल रहा है, I should be able to see it by requesting it, because even a beneficiary application also can hook on to it. There are, I mean, ABDM में there is a concept called a personal health record app, जिसमें मैं अपना health record store कर सकता हूँ ताकि मैं इधर से उधर share कर पाऊँ आसानी से. Through such applications, citizens can also be able to see what is happening to their claims, so that there is more clarity, there is more transparency in the way we are doing work. So therefore, instead of like coming to you and telling mera kya hua, they can themselves find out. That's another advantage. So basically, the claims exchange is for all the three important participants in the insurance framework, that is the beneficiary, the provider, and the payer. And more importantly, I want to emphasize here, government is not asking you to do it, asking the private sector to do it on its own. Government is in fact running its own PMJY scheme on the exchange. आज 18 राज्य देश के ऐसे हैं जो already claims exchange के through ही अपना PMJY claim settle कर रहे हैं. So we did it first in-house. Now we are coming out and asking you all to come in and join. So 18 राज्यों में लगभग 10 लाख claim already we have taken this through. Haryana, Punjab, Chandigarh, Himachal, Uttarakhand, entire Northeast has moved. बीच में election आ गया तो फिर हमें रुकना पड़ा, अब फिर से शुरू कर रहे हैं आप लोग. So the idea is both the government and private insurance claims can flow through this, because हम ये भी नहीं चाहते हैं कि अगर हमारा empanel कोई hospital हो और हम ये कहें कि पहले तुम PMJY claim के लिए PMJY software use करो, तुम बाकी चीज़ के लिए बाकी use करो. Ultimately, we want you to use only one system, whether it is PMJY claim or it is HDFC claim or Bajaj Allianz claim or any other claim. So that is what we want to achieve. And what happens, what all NHCX can do, first is like things like knowing coverage eligibility. जैसे मैंने शुरुआत में कहा, when a person comes to you, he says मेरा ये policy है. But what we are saying is in the claims exchange, all policies would have to be linked to his ABHA, that is his unique health ID, which is in turn linked to his phone. तो जब व्यक्ति आपके पास आता है या तो अपना phone number बताए या फिर अपना ABHA number बताए, we will list out what all policies he is eligible for. You will then be able to identify which is best to serve him, so that there is more clarity. And then claim status, tracking of claim status, I'll list out what all different functions are there in the next slide. So knowing about claim status, smart contracts. Like I said, when you tie up with an insurance company that I will be an empaneled hospital for product X that you are giving, there is sort of a contract that is happening between you and the hospital, right? So all of this which is currently happening on paper can happen digitally. And the second part about provider facility info. The health facility registry that we have created is going to act as that unique registry, unique ID that can be used across insurance companies. So if you are empaneled by one insurance company and that information is available, you do not go through the same process again for next company or next product. So that way we want to make empanelment even more simpler. And how it actually works, some of our partners who have integrated with the claims system are here. They will also be able to demonstrate it. I'll come to that in a bit. And then the policy details. like I said, हमने एक basic गाड़ी क्या होता है ये decide कर दिया, car क्या होता है. Now the companies will say ये मेरा so Maruti 800 का model ये होगा, Mercedes का model ये होगा. It's like for those of you who know a little bit of programming, class जो बोलते हैं ना Java class, object oriented program में there is a generic class and then you inherit and make new classes out of it. So we have created the generic object and we have provided what is called a policy markup language. Policy markup language is like, again, is like HTML. जब आप वेब पेज डिज़ाइन करते हो, you say that यहाँ image होना है, यहाँ text होना है, you do all that coding in one language called HTML, hypertext markup language. So for insurance, we created what is called policy markup language. Insurance companies use this policy markup language and the generic objects that we have created to define each of their products. And then that information is readily available so that your systems get initialized. When I come and say that I have Bajaj का X product, so your system gets initialized, इसमें inclusions क्या है, exclusions क्या है, etc., so that you can take easier decisions. And your whole entire contract management becomes much more simpler because it is now digital. So 100 people may come to you and they may come and together they might have like maybe subscribing to 15 different products. You will be able to easily see them in your dashboard, manage them in a better way because all of this information is now coming digitally. And lastly, the information that is flowing through the claims exchange, we have made a provision where the information can flow in 3 formats. Completely unstructured, semi-structured, structured. What are these? Completely unstructured is what we are doing today. Prescription आया, scan किया, upload कर दिया. It's very hard to run an OCR on that. उसमें जो text extract करके AIML कुछ करना है, तो it's difficult. Handwritten तो बिल्कुल नहीं मुश्किल है. It's not a fully solved problem yet. But फिर भी आपने scan करके load किया तो फिर भी कुछ. The second one is semi-structured. This is like our diagnostic reports that come, no? PDFs मिलते हैं हमको. लाल पैथ या किसी भी हम जगह हम जाते हैं टेस्ट कराते हैं तो वो आपको लिंक देता है, आप डाउनलोड करते हो PDF में. That is system generated, so it is easier to read. अगर मुझे OCR करना है तो बड़ा आसान है उसमें. It's a solved problem. So, and the last one is fully structured. What do you need in a blood test report? अगर मुझे full blood count अगर blood count का करते हैं, RBC number क्या है, WBC क्या है, lymphocytes कितना है. If I only take those values and feed it to a system, it is able to take away directly instead of full uploading that full PDF. That is called structured data. And ultimately, if we want to reduce the time and if we want to reduce the errors and if we want to reduce the cost, we have to do auto adjudication. ताकि आप सबमिट डायलिसिस ले फॉर एग्जांपल किसी एक व्यक्ति का है जिसको डायलिसिस साइकिल्स होते हैं ना, इट्स नॉट लाइक एक बार होता है, मल्टीपल टाइम्स होता है. हर बार आपको क्लेम रेज करना है या फिर हर बार आपको रिक्वेस्ट रेज करना है, तो व्हाट डू यू सी इन दैट? इट्स ओनली वन स्मॉल लिटिल वन और टू वैल्यूज. ये क्रिटिनिन वैल्यू देखते हैं किडनी फंक्शन टेस्ट में, राइट? मैंने अगर केवल वो वैल्यू देख के डिसाइड करना है तो व्हाई कांट आई ऑटोमेट इट? एंड इफ दिस डेटा इज अवेलेबल इन स्ट्रक्चर्ड फॉर्मेट, जो आपको अप्रूवल मिलता है या क्लेम का अप्रूवल मिलता है, दैट कैन बी ऑटोमेटेड, राइट? So this is, so the idea is currently the system supports all 3 because the IT systems that we use in our current healthcare system are not fully mature. I mean UPI was possible, it could start full digital because core banking बहुत पहले से था. हमारे पास NEFT था, RTGS था, IMPS था. IMPS we know, right? In fact UPI is IMPS only, उसके पीछे. So that was there, but here because we do not have it, we said we'll support all of this, and therefore your information can go to begin with in unstructured format, but ultimately our goal is to move to that fully structured format so that you get information, you get responses better, processing is done faster, and it is more accurate. How that is being done, how it can be done, because ये theory लगता है. There are some digital companies who have integrated with us. They'll also show how they are doing it and how we can benefit from it. And ultimately, all of this happens. These are the different services that the claims exchange provides. Coverage eligibility check करना, pre-auth request देना, predetermination request. Every request has a response, right? Claim submission, payment notice, communication request, reprocess request, etc. So what we are saying is we have tried to cover whatever communication that happens between you and the insurer and try to digitize it and create those FHIR objects so that you can easily communicate and this information can pass through. And you can have the convenience of using only one system, using a standardized system, and also a more transparent system. And I also talked about IRDAI not having real-time data. How do we help them? This is how we want to help them. By IRDAI will also directly hook on to the claims exchange and will be able to see कि कितने provider हैं, कितने payer हैं, कितने users हैं, कितने policies हैं. All of this information would be available to them, not the internal data, just this. And of course, I will also know कि अगर आप hospital पुणे से हो तो they also want to see city wise कितने हैं, etc. That much information at an aggregate level, not at an individual level. And also the TAT. अगर आपने pre-auth request किया तो कितने समय, these are like indicative dashboards. The real live dashboards will be made. They are in the process of getting developed. आपने claim submit किया तो claim payment finally आपको कितने दिन में हुआ? If it is for 45 days, whether 45 days is being followed or not. In how many requests the TAT is exactly being followed? What is the percentage? Company-wise, they will be able to see. Product-wise, they will be able to see. So that adherence to the circulars and adherence to timelines is also ensured. This way, we are trying to empower the regulator also to do what they want to do in a more effective manner. Otherwise, Insurance Information Bureau collect karta hai information 3 months one while, 6 months mein ya 1 year mein, then they do their analysis. It's all post-mortem. It's good because that also helps you to take certain other decisions also. But you need also certain things that are real time. You need certain things that need to be monitored in real time so that you get the desired results that you want to get. So where have we gone so far is in this work? This is where we are at. 51 different entities are connected from the payer side, right? 28 insurance companies. I mean, Bajaj also has been, in fact, one of the front runners. We've had 5 different workshops, 3 3-day workshops, pure technical workshops with the insurance companies and TPAs and health tech companies in Delhi. जहाँ पर ये नहीं होता था, वहाँ पर postman collection दिखाते थे APIs का. How do you integrate? So it used to be a live integrate, test, verify, and then give you a production key wala system. So now the payers side are on board. Now we are trying to onboard the provider side also. So, I mean, that is the reason where we are going around talking to hospital associations, hospital owners, all of you, to tell you what this claims exchange is, what are the advantages of coming in, and how do you come in? I mean, next question आएगा कि हम कैसे onboard करेंगे. This is how. There is something called milestone 1 in Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, जिसमें आपको आभा बनाना है. अगर कोई व्यक्ति आपके पास आता है तो आपको आभा बनाने की कैपेसिटी आपके आईटी सिस्टम में होना चाहिए. या तो बनाइए अगर मेरे पास नहीं है, अगर मेरे पास है तो वी विल रिटर्न द सेम वन. मतलब लेट्स से आई कम, मेरा बन गया है, आप मेरा डिटेल्स डालेंगे तो आप नया नहीं बना पाओगे, क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली आधार ऑथेंटिकेशन के बाद ही नया आभा बनता है. तो दैट फीचर यू शुड हैव. दैट इज़ वन. Then we will assign a role for you on Claims Exchange as a provider. And then you do an integration that does those 7 functions जो मैंने बताए हैं, pre-auth, claim, status, etc. You do an integration. You get a participant ID, जो मैंने कहा trusted registry में डालने के लिए. Then we verify your FHIR bundles. Very important step here. Again, much used example, but a very simple example which I think drives the point home is about how we send email. जो मैंने कहा, जब आप आपके Yahoo अकाउंट से मेरे Gmail अकाउंट में या email जब भेजते हैं, how do I know how does my system know how to read what you have sent? Because it is able to read because you are following a certain pattern, right? Sender, आपका email ID और नाम, receiver, मेरा email ID और नाम, subject, whatever subject you want to keep, the body, and any attachments. And when that data packet comes to my side, the Gmail side, it is looking for अच्छा sender कौन है, receiver मेरे पास आ गया है. First of all, exchange read कर रहा है कि 2 किसका है, तो मेरे पास आया, देन इट ऑन माई Gmail स्क्रीन इट इज शोइंग किससे आया, आप चेक करोगे तो आपका भी ईमेल आईडी होगा किसको गया, देन सब्जेक्ट होगा, देन बॉडी हुआ, देन अटैचमेंट है तो अटैचमेंट हुआ. So, but we need to ensure that the fire bundle जो कह रहे हैं that you're creating is actually containing the necessary information that we want. That is what we call validation. We also do validation for one reason, to ensure interoperability. जो मैंने सबसे पहले कहा, interoperability का मतलब ये है कि आपने जो जानकारी मुझे भेजी वो मैं समझ पाऊँ, जो मैं अभी बोल रहा हूँ आपको. I'm speaking in Hindi and English, right? We both are able to communicate because first of all, the voice is getting transmitted to you. That is the first operation, that is the transmission, right? Then the structure, that you know English, there are words that are coming to you. The last one is the syntax. Object, verb, subject, preposition, article, ये सब क्या है हम सब ने पढ़ा है, we've read all this. That is why you are able to understand me. To give a much more simpler example, उसी ईमेल में अगर मान लीजिए कोई एक कॉलम होता डेट ऑफ बर्थ का, सो व्हेन यू से देयर इज अ थिंग कॉल्ड डेट ऑफ बर्थ एंड यू सेंड डेट ऑफ बर्थ, मे बी इन योर सिस्टम यू आर स्टोरिंग डेट ऑफ बर्थ एज YYYYMMDD होता है, लेकिन जीमेल सिस्टम में वो स्टोर होता है DDMMYY, राइट? सो व्हेन द इंफॉर्मेशन कम्स टू जीमेल, जैसे मान लीजिए आपने भेजा 6 मार्च 2024 पे, एंड मैं स्टोर आपने DDMMYY के हिसाब से भेजा और मैं रीड करता हूँ उसको MMDDYY, तो मेरे पास आते ही वो क्या हुआ, 3 जून 2024 हो गया. So in order for us to be able to communicate each other and be able to understand each other, not only the structure but the syntax also should be correct. यही चेक करते हैं हम फायर वैलिडेशन में. So this is how we ensure that आप जो जानकारी फाइनली इंश्योरर को पेयर को भेजना चाहते हैं, it could be going to the TPA also, that is correctly conveyed. Once that is done, we test the APIs in what is called a sandbox environment. Sandbox कुछ नहीं है, it is like a replica of the main operation system. यहाँ सब कुछ चला तो then आपको हम वहाँ जाने का production की देते. That's how it works. Now, in fact, this entire interaction is generally divided into 3 parts. First is my monologue, which we'll then now slowly move on to the questionnaire after I just finish this. This is my last slide. The second, I have talked about tech companies. See, some of you are big hospitals, you have very good IT systems, you have very good IT teams. And for such cases, I request you and advise you that you try integrating directly. Because that way you have better control and you want to do it all yourself, right? That's possible. But some of you are smaller companies or even bigger companies who feel that IT is not my core competency. मैं किसी और से कराना चाहता हूँ. So, इसीलिए because we wanted to onboard everybody, we did not want to leave out a 5-bed, 10-bed hospital and say only corporate large hospitals will come. We said, okay, provider है, claims exchange है, payer है. What if there can be an intermediary between the provider and the claims exchange which can help the intermediary onboard faster, send the claims in that, create those fire bundles and send. That is where a lot of innovation is happening. That is where a lot of IT companies which were earlier working for TPAs or doing some sort of auto education or creating some data for you, they also got integrated. We brought 3 of them. In fact, 4 of them so far got integrated. We are trying to get the 4th one also on board soon. Now, I'm telling you very clearly, this is like, because whatever I've told you is all theory. You also need to feel what it looks like. That is the only reason they are presenting. It is for you to finally decide what you want to do. I would like, in fact, I think Bajaj also would also feel probably that, I don't think Bajaj or NHCX is saying use this product or that product. It's very, very clear, it is your decision, it is what you want to do. These are the ones who can facilitate and make things faster for you. It's a business decision. You're already spending some amount of money for hiring executives who do this uploading job. Maybe you can see that what is the cost benefit of doing this versus that. So after me, they will come, they will present their product. They'll just give a demo, show how it works so that you can see, okay, kya fayda hai, kaisa dikhta hai, just to get that feel of what the provider side looks like. And The third part is where you settle your grievances with GIC. Right? There are certain things you might also might want to discuss with GIC, whatever issues you might have. So this is broadly my presentation, what I wanted to talk about the claims exchange. This is a QR code here. If you would like to scan it, there's a very small form where we collect like 4 or 5 pieces of information, mostly your email ID, because we have more material on claims exchange, we have information on how to onboard, we have some guides, so we can actually send this to you. So please register. We only ask for your email ID, not your phone. We don't want to call you and disturb you. So this is one way we want to make sure that we are also in communication with you. So this is what I wanted to say. I leave it here. I won't go on to the thank you slide because you might be still scanning. And I'll be happy to take any questions if you have.
Good afternoon, everyone. Request anybody has any question, please raise your hand. Team will share the mic because it's a huge hall. I really thank the participation. We have exceeded the capacity. So I would like to have it in a very orderly manner. Anybody has any question, please raise the hand.
In fact, you may have questions once these guys also present there, do their demos. We'll take questions at that point in time also. But अभी जब मैंने जो बोला है उसमें अगर कोई प्रश्न है तो कृपया पूछिएगा.
Good afternoon, Kiran sir. You made a very interesting point saying that the beneficiaries also could hook on to this platform. Could you elaborate a little bit more? What's in it for them?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So, And in fact, आपके पास भी जब patient आया and if he's not getting discharged even after 2 hours, he also can see on his mobile that okay, what is really happening, so that he won't trouble you and say कि भाई क्या हो रहा है, आप कुछ बताते नहीं हो. And finally, he also becomes like one monitoring person, right? मेरा इस particular team में इतना time लग रहा है, etc., etc. So, and then the whole grievance thing gets completed. If I put the patient out and only put payer and provider, I think the grievance cycle also doesn't get fully completed. So, in order to achieve all this, we are saying that individuals, the policyholders can also hook onto the claims exchange. Yeah. So, एक trigger चाहिए होता है. One should ask, then the others start.
Hello.
Yeah.
Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes,
My
you
name
are.
is
You are.
Anirudh Nene, and as per your definition, I'm not payer provider. I'm other entities. So I represent the hospital information systems or tech companies.
Great.
I don't have my own product, but we are enabling all such companies to comply with ABDM as well as NHCX.
Yes.
So my question is, like, ultimately this will happen only when those healthcare informatics companies will adopt. The hospitals cannot directly do anything, right? Yes. And very few hospitals, only large chains, they have their own teams to
Correct.
work on that. So my question is that, are you having a separate session for those companies in order we orient them? And because what happens is, my experience, I've been in this field for 2 decades, and then even the hospital desires to do something immediately. Okay, it's a choice of HIS company. They may have other priorities. They may have got a large project in UAE or some government tender, so they won't pay attention to this. So how do we bring in the sense of urgency or in those segments, which healthcare informatics companies is a critical factor in my opinion.
Okay.
So, because we have helped about 120 healthcare informatics companies in getting basic ABDM certification.
Great.
So I understand their problems also. So maybe your guidance in that direction will help.
Great. Thank you for asking. In fact, health informatics companies are those entities that we intend to like nurture and foster as part of this whole ABDM framework. And when we started this whole claims exchange and the integration process, some we were able to contact and we were able to like get them on board. Those are the ones who are talking today. But we intend to bring more and more. And we will, like, thanks for suggesting, we in fact probably can have an additional session separate. In fact, we are planning to have a developers type conference type thing, like what Google does na, कि हमने नया चीज़ किया है, आप develop करिए इस पे, something similar. So very soon, in fact in July only, we are planning a developers conference where we will concentrate not only on the ABDM APIs, but also on the claims exchange APIs to disseminate this information to every health tech company that is in the market. And we will be sending out invites to all of you. Please do come. Yeah. Huh. Uh-huh.
Dialogue will help us to get those inputs in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'll take that as a suggestion. Okay, I think I'll close my presentation here. Thank you very much for. You wanted to ask something? Please. Sorry. ताली थोड़ी 1 minute बाद बजाइए.
Sir, as you said that there will be standardization, there will be TATs. So this TAT will be defined from the starting pre-auth to claim settlement, and who is going to set that TATs?
Who sets it today?
Hospital and insurance, mainly insurance companies.
No. Does insurance company set the TAT today?
That we will give approvals
It's a
in
mix,
3
right?
hours or 4 hours.
See, administratively, whatever is happening today, if it requires a reform, that is like for IRDAI and GIC to come together and change. But what we are saying is, whatever TAT is decided, that will be encoded and that can be measured. आज के दिन में real time में measure नहीं होता है. That is what we will enable. Administrative and policy part, would have to be taken, the regulator would have to take a call on that. Regulator कहता है, जैसे अभी regulator said 1 घंटे में करना है pre-auth. So that is a TAT they have set. If they are setting a TAT for everything, that will be part of this. So that's how it will get monitored.
My second question will be, is patients able to, or hospital able to grievance on the same platform?
Grievances, as of now, we have not built a separate API for it, because उसमें क्या होगा, grievance के लिए IRDAI and GIC would have to step in. And whatever is the existing grievance mechanism, we'll have to build it separately for that. So as of now, the grievance part is not covered here. But for grievance, we can make all data available. Full history, कि कब claim submit हुआ, कब response आया, कब query raise हुआ, फिर कब response गया. That entire history would be there. The grievance mechanism could be either within this or outside this.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for listening attentively and asking for those questions. And we'll move on to the demos now. Thanks again.
So like how Sir mentioned, we'll have 3 companies right now, and of course we want more of you to integrate, and this is an idea. First, maybe Claims Book, you can come, and then IHX, and then Vitriya can go next.
Only what will be interesting to the hospitals. The rest we already covered.
Yeah.
इसका फंक्शन बोल दीजिए।
इसका क्या होगा?
इसका फंक्शन
क्या होगा इसका फंक्शन?
इससे पीपीटी पे जो स्लाइड
और स्क्रीन शेयर कर रहे तो स्क्रीन का?
अच्छा स्क्रीन का अच्छा आप डायरेक्ट पीपीटी नहीं ना?
डायरेक्ट पीपीटी भी है।
अच्छा स्क्रीन का पीपीटी में है ना?
पीपीटी भी है।
अच्छा
और ये Thank you. First, I would like to thank Bajaj team and GIC and NHA for allowing us to present our solution. And like Kiran Vaskas has stated that we are a solution provider for hospitals, and you can choose to use our solution, and you can also choose to integrate directly with the NHCX as well. And to introduce myself, my name is Kiran. I am from ABI Health Technologies Private Limited, and we are a provider solutions centric software developer or software providers to the hospitals. We provide elaborate solutions for the hospitals. We also provide radiology solution, and we also provide patient engagement platform. And lastly, the RCM solution, which is revenue cycle management solutions for the hospitals. We've been in this industry for almost now 18 years with helping hospitals providing different kind of solutions. And our solution claim book, what you're seeing in the screen right now, is about 8 years old. That is about 8 years of efforts and experience into streamlining hospitals' process in the existing setup itself. So you have also heard earlier from Kiran sir is that we've had challenges in the past. We've had challenges with the insurers, with the unstandardized process and dynamic. So what we built in Claim Book is a single platform for hospitals to manage all your payers, and at the same time manage your entire journey, that is from your pre-auth to claim settlement and the claim reconciliation. So this dashboard, what you're looking at right now, is what hospitals would see whenever they're accessing our solution. With NHCX in place, we are allowing the hospitals to manage both NHCX and non-NHCX, as this is a journey which we're going to take. It might take about some time for all hospitals to get onboarded or all insurers at the same time. So we're going to see a period of transition. So in this period, what we'll be seeing is that certain cases would be going to NHCX. At the same time, certain cases might have to still go through a conventional route. So in order to accommodate this specific process, we have developed a functionality where you can choose the specific payers to trigger through the NHCX, and the screen right now, what you're seeing, the same process itself. Aadhaar number is like what Kiran suggested. It is something need to be created by the patient, against which their policy would get linked. When a patient walks into the hospital, he would present his Aadhaar number, and with that Aadhaar number, you will be able to find out the policies which are linked. And you might also be wondering, the question is that going to be a single and individual policy, but every single policy that the patient might have held in his time, and given that his Aadhaar numbers are generated and that Aadhaar number has been linked with that policy. So in that scenario, you will be able to see the entire policy, the list of policies linked with a specific Aadhaar number. With this individual Aadhaar number, you are required, or you can do an activity that is called as insurance plan and coverage eligibility. Insurance plan allows you to view what is the terms and conditions that involves in a specific policy. So that is what is the coverage information, what is the such as what is covered, what is the waiting period, what is the in exclusions, PD clauses, sum-insured options, the room rent capping, the sub-limits, if anything. The scope has a much bigger scope here, where we can capture more data and present it to the hospital's end users. While this is an insurance plan information of the policy, coverage eligibility activity also allows the hospitals to view what is there covered, what is the whether the policy is active or not, and policy period, when the policy started, when the policy ended, what is the balance sum insured, what is the total sum insured. You will be able to view that information in the coverage eligibility. So once you identify the specific policy or a specific patient, then you can go ahead with the case creation. So you can check with multiple policies as well, go through the different insurance plan and coverage eligibility, and the patient can suggest that which policy you would like to utilize. And then you go for a case creation, wherein you will be taken into the case sheet, where you can enter all the remaining data. So Claimbook, over the past 8 years, we have integrated with multiple hospitals components. So when I say components, I'm referring to the HIS, the HMIS solutions of hospitals, and RIS, LIS also we integrate, and your financial accounting software such as SAP, Oracle, Tally, and you also have your EMRs. So we integrate with this multiple components of the hospital's process and extract or exchange the data as well. So every time a case goes through a process of an approval, of a query or a rejection, the data gets exchanged between the HMIs or any other application of a hospital into the application as well. And at the same time, the notifications to doctor, the patients, everything goes. And as part of every pre-authorization submissions, users are required to fill in this multiple set of data. With integration, we auto-populate this data for you. And what you look at on screen right now is basically what Claimbook has developed is a provider-centric solution. So we are payer-neutral, we are a provider-centric, we do customizations for the hospital only to cater to their needs. And while submitting the request with the relevant document, the request will go back to the payer, and wherever NHCX is linked successfully, it would go to the NHCX. Wherever NHCX is not yet done for the specific policy, it would go to the existing conventional route of a pre-authorization request. And this rest of the dashboard is what you would see in our application to manage the journey, that is a pre-authorization, starting from patient walking into the hospital, submitting his insurance documents, and to the patient's post-discharge, that is a claims dispatch to claim submission, claim settlement. So this claims journey is also covered within NHCX. NHCX covers every single aspect of the claim process or the pre-authorization process, what you are currently dealing with. That involves your new pre-auth submission, multiple enhancement, discharges, your discharge revisions, your cancellations, and for your rejections as well, NHCX allows you to send a reprocess request in case of claims, post-discharge claim submission. And even if you have a partial payment, we can ask for further clarification for the partial payment. So NHCX allows this entire journey of what you're experiencing currently within this framework. And in our application, we have covered this entire process as well in the entire process. In addition to this, our application solution, we also do the customization for the hospital with additional features as well.
In the claims dashboard, we allow the hospitals to manage at a corporate level, at a group level, or an individual hospital level to take the case through the entire journey from the claim dispatched to the claim settlement and the claim reconciliation. And by integrating with the hospital's financial software such as SAP, Tally, or Oracle, we allow this to be auto-adjudicated as well within these two systems. While adjudication would happen at the level of the claim process, so this would be auto-reconciliation to correct that word. So auto-reconciliation, what we would allow with the hospitals, allowing them to reconcile the bill against a specific bill number than just a claims getting settled or a claims getting approved. So this is just a brief about our application, that what we cover in our solution. So in addition to this, I'll just take you through quickly of our other verticals, what we provide to the hospitals. So we are a #1 laboratory solutions provider for the hospitals, and we also provide, our presence is in Middle East and West African subcontinent. We are also there in Southeast Asian countries and India. So this is our platform, what you would benefit that you get out of our platform, a single platform with to manage everything in a single process. So NHCX is now allowing us with a process where we can get a digital data. So earlier we had this challenge of all the documents coming in as a PDF. From the PDF, we were extracting all the information. With this digital data, the possibilities are endless. So we have been there in effort of almost 8 years to convert this physical data into digital. Now with the NHCX, with this digital data, we can train our AI models, we can train your data science as well, allowing you to get a much better output of analytics, such as your disallowance analysis and your, what I can call is that the query analysis, your entire analysis on your deductions, your revenue leakage, you can get all of that functionalities in the application, and digital data is what allows Claimbook in this regard. And coming back to how you can get onboarded to NHCX is, like Kiran sir stated, first you need to get your health professional ID created. You can look at this website, that is nhpr.abdm.gov.in. So go to this website, register yourself as a health professional, and with that health professional ID, you can generate a health facility ID or health facility registry. Once it is generated, you bring that ID into the application, and we will have hospitals onboarded, and this will have a zero cost for you as an investment on your tech, because NHCX, while it is free, NHCX, anyone can go ahead and integrate, but there is an effort and there is a time involved in NHCX. So that's what we have done in our application as well. But NHCX is not only what we are presenting or what we provide in our solution, because NHCX is a transactional support what we get, but for any organization, what it is required is a transactional, a managerial, and an analytical solution. That's where our solution comes in, is we are an enterprise level solution for hospitals to manage your end-to-end process. That involves your user management, your IT policy, your IT security audit. You can cover the entire your cash revenue business or credit business in a solution, and that also includes your corporate schemes and government schemes as well. So this is just a list of insurers or TPAs with whom we have done the NHCX integration so far, and we will continue to do this for multiple months, and this has been about last 6 to 8 months of effort, thanks to NRCS team and CDAC team and IRDA team who have not been present in this specific function itself. And this is a list of hospitals who are currently using our solutions. Our hospitals solution user, they large from a corporate group of hospitals to a small scale of hospitals as well, may be as small as a 10 bedded or 20, 30 bedded. Our solution comes as a standalone deployment for a hospital. At the same time, our solution would also be a corporate level of solution for hospitals to manage their entire credit business as well. So this is just a very small glimpse of our big list of customers, which this slide can provide. So finally, this is my contact information, and I would be available for rest of the day here as well. So for any of your concerns and any questions for us, I would be happy to respond back. At the same time, right now, if you have any questions about NHCX or how Claimbook is integrated with NHCX and how our solution provides to hospitals to improvement in their efficiency as well in the entire process. Thank you. I would be happy to answer any questions. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
दोनों लगेगा? Okay. Thank you so much, NHA, IRDI, and of course, Bajaj Allianz team for giving us this platform. And as Kiranji said, this is a wonderful audience. First of all, let's have a big round of applause for Bajaj Allianz team for organizing this event. So, Monday, second half, post-lunch. And you are here listening to my sales presentation. I'll try to keep it short and crisp so that I don't want to bore you too much. So I'll probably also introduce, I'm Swarnindu. I'm representing the organization called IHX. I look at the strategic initiatives and programs, NHCX being one of the programs. We also have Suresh, who looks after payer relationships, Ganesh, who looks after the hospital side relationships for IHX. So I'll give you first a quick overview of IHX, what we do. We started as an organization in 2021. Within 3 years of operations, we have achieved, we process 40% of India's cashless claim with around 14,500 hospitals across India using IHX. And all the hospital fraternity here, if you're part of one or the other insurance company or TPA network, I'm sure you have your IHX login today and you use IHX now. So that shows the kind of product we have built, the trust we have built across the ecosystem. But what we do, similar to what Kiran said, like Claimbook or the Sumit will come afterwards, we also have a platform where we can manage your end-to-end cashless claim management, credit management, reconciliation, basically entire revenue cycle management for your credit business on one single platform. And of course, this is NHCX integrated. But why do you choose Google Pay, Phone Pay, or Cred? Basically, cashback milta hai, jis pe zyada wo use karte ho na. Right, so similarly, I will try to showcase what IHX provides additionally beyond just NHCX compliance. So we, of course, have, so I don't want to read through the slides. I'll just quickly give you a demonstration of our platform and try to showcase what we do. Yeah. Perfect. So how many of you do you have your member ID card of your health insurance? Can we have a quick show of hands? You have? Okay, I see only 5-6 hands at most. So you're from the health insurance fraternity, from hospital fraternity. You don't have your health ID cards with you. Think about the general public. What if a patient in an emergency case goes to the hospital? They will call their home, they are incapacitated. Probably, I don't know. They will go to the insurance company platform, enter an OTP and get the health ID card. Can everyone do that? No. So Kiran already showed how you can search a policy with mobile number. That is the benefit of it. Patient just gives you the name and mobile number. Automatically the member card pops up. Patient doesn't have to give the member ID. You can just automatically populate the member ID, policy number, whatever you want. So I'll just show you on my platform, you can also do this. I'll just quickly run through this. So because already the same feature is already there in the other platforms as well, because it's an NHCX feature. I think internet problem. Sorry. Okay, perfect. This is the test policy just for staging environment. It was added to my name. Any insurance company, TPA, if the patient has multiple policies, everything will come up. You can ask the patient that which you want to go with the primary policy. You can just select and start with it. Member ID gets populated automatically. This data comes from the NHCX gateway directly. You don't have to wait for the patient. It will take some time because it's a staging environment. Meanwhile, I'll show you a very interesting thing. So once, as a hospital, when you're submitting a claim, you have to upload some specific documents, right? Many times, patient is bothering the TPA desk user. They are very busy with the discharge. Sometimes they miss. They are human beings. What happens then? Insurance company comes back with the queries. It will take probably 2 to 3 hours, maybe less, maybe more. Then you will respond to the query. Again, insurance company or TPA will take 2 to 3 hours to respond back. So you lose a lot of time. At the same time, patient also loses. What interesting thing we have added on this is, I'll just quickly try to upload my Aadhaar card as an example. I think the system got locked. No, this is working. I thought it got locked out because of the internet issue. Yeah, you see, automatically here, the system, the AI at the back end identifies Aadhaar card is populated. And if I try to submit this without these documents, for example, a scan report or pre-auth form, the platform will give me a notification, you forgot to miss this. So what happens is, TPA desk user is always get a notification if they're missing out something, so that the chances of queries get reduced. You're saving time, at the same time, patient is also saving time. At the same time, of course, the insurance company is also saving time and effort because they are not receiving multiple requests from your end for one single patient. And at the same time, while we work with the hospitals, we also work closely with the insurance companies on a bunch of things. We help them to make the adjudication process faster so that you also get a faster TAT. Now I'll quickly go back to the other screen. The member search coverage eligibility was successful. I'll quickly run through the process. So another benefit of NHCX, what Kiran already also showed, is that you get the policy information before submitting a claim. Let's say a maternity case, patient came to you, patient doesn't remember if the policy covers or not, if there is a waiting period, if the waiting period has been covered or not. You submit a claim, insurance company after 2 to 3 hours rejects the claim because it is not covered or the waiting period is still not over. Again, you wasted your time, a patient is shouting at you, and that's whatnot, right? But what if you get the information at the beginning itself? You can tell the patient, hey, your policy does not cover. You save time, patient gets better experience. At the same time, insurance company doesn't have to process the adjudicate the claim and reject because it is not even going to them. They are also saving the money and cost in this case. So that are some of the benefits. Another thing I just wanted to show you how you can track. This is one single claim where you can track starting from pre-auth, queries, settlement. You can download settlement letter, even UTR number. Everything comes on a single platform. Across all insurance companies and TPA, you can manage everything on one single table. At the same time, we also have a dashboard where you can keep track of all claims. How many of them are getting queries? How many of them are rejected? What is the DSO? How does your cash cycle look like? If there is any process inefficiency in your system, in your processes, it can help you to identify those inefficiencies and help you to fix those inefficiencies so that your cash cycle can get improved. These are some of the benefits that IHX as Ajax we provide to you. That's just a quick demo I wanted to give you. Of course, I cannot give you the entire platform demo because we also have limitation of time. Afterwards, we can connect with you. We can come to your office. Ganesh is also based out of Pune. We can come down to your hospital at any point of time and give you a detailed demo. So I'll quickly run through the entire presentation. I will not run through the entire presentation, just quickly skim through it. This is the NHCX gateway, already has been mentioned. You have to use one system which is going to help you with your NHCX claim submission. And IHX can be one of the systems. While you can integrate your HIMS directly, IHX Claimbook, and we also have Sumit from Vitra, you can use any of the systems. We also have a capability to integrate the system with your HIMS system. I think somebody mentioned here, I could not see your face from the HIMS Association. If you want any HIMS company to leverage get the benefit of NHCX, but doesn't want to integrate themselves, we have APIs by which you can integrate your HIMS system with IHX so that you can get the benefit of entire integration. And if you, let's say, suppose you want to track everything on HIMS, if you want to submit documents directly into claims management system through HIMS, all the benefits you can get through IHX. So we are already, of course, NHCX integrated and M1, M2, and M3 integrated. These are some of the insurance companies and TPS we have already worked with, helped them with NHCX integration. These are some of the hospitals, top hospitals in our network. They're actively using it, and I actually selected some of the logos which are based out of Pune. So many of you are already would be in the audience today. So before I finish this presentation, I just also wanted to leave you with a couple of actionables that you can do today, now. So as Kiranji and Vitra also mentioned that, Kiran from Claimbook also mentioned that you can create your HFR and get onboarded on NHCX. While most of you would use IHX today for claim management, claim submission today, if you have HFR, you have your IHX platform, you go to the profile section, there's an NHCX onboarding where you can just enter your HFR ID, mobile number, and email. There will be a one OTP-based verification. Within 2 minutes, your onboarding will be complete. That is something you can do it now or after the event. I will also just quickly walk you through on our platform where you can exactly do it. If you want to take a photo or something, please feel free to do that. Here's a profile section on the left-hand side pane. Yeah, so here is the profile section. From there, you go to the NHCX onboarding page. This is just dummy data for staging. You can enter your HFR ID, mobile number, and email that was used to create the HFR ID, and then there will be a simple OTP-based verification. Then you will be done with your NHCX integration. It is that simple. So that's about it. That's about my presentation, and here are our contact details. I have also added Ganesh's contact details here. Please feel free to reach out. If you have any questions, we are happy to answer. Thank you. So we are around. We can connect with you later on after all the presentations are done. Thank you so much.
इसकी ज़रूरत नहीं है, मैन्युअली कर रहे हैं ना, नहीं मैन्युअली कर रहे तो इट्स ओके। Switch. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Of course, a big thanks to Bajaj for having managed to have the largest gathering thus far. We've been around, we've been traveling around the country for a couple of weeks now. And it's heartening to see such a large gathering. So, of course, very thankful for this platform to the Bajaj team. Of course, there's NHA who's been running this for a couple of years now. And, GIC who's been very instrumental in driving this among the insurers. Now, I, of course, am from Vitra Technologies. Most of the hospitals here would know me. At some point, my name is Sumit, by the way, and at some point, most of the hospitals at some point would have spoken to me over the last 3 years. I've been around in the industry for a little over 3 years now, little lesser than most of you guys, but then have gotten to learn a lot over the last 3 years. I was in manufacturing before this, and a very interesting story that I always like to share on why I moved to healthcare from manufacturing. I'd met this gentleman over lunch someday, and the gentleman had a dream. And the dream was कि जो patient अपने hospital से discharge होता है, वो घर जाके lunch करे. Very simple dream. And that's what, stuck with me. I've been trying to achieve that over the past 3.5 years. Some things we've done, some things we have achieved. A few of you would probably vouch for the fact that you've seen a few claims that, for the insurers that we work with get approved in under 2 minutes. I'm sure you would have noticed that, discharges getting approved under 15 minutes. That's something that we've approved, that's something that we've already achieved and demonstrated over the last 3.5 years. And then about 1.5 years ago, NHCX happened. We were extremely happy that now there's a platform, that all hospitals, irrespective of the financial might they may have, or the technical team they may have, or the capex capability they may have, is able to take benefit of digitization or this tech wave that's going across India already. The financial sector's benefited a lot, and why should the insurance sector stay behind? So this is the first step towards it. A lot of good things in the future. Very quickly take you through a couple of things. Of course, like I mentioned, we've been around for a few years now. We today handle about 20% of all insurance claims in India. We work with some very great names, and we've also grown our footprint in the Middle East and Africa now. Now, that's for the past, right? What does it mean for you today? Today, on the busiest day of the week, the busiest time, this is when the discharges are happening, and if you're sitting here, who's taking care of discharges, right? 3 to 6 is the peak time for discharges, and all of you are here. What does it mean for you? Very simply put, and I'll keep it very, very simple, because 2 of my competitors earlier, Kiran and Swarnendu, have already demonstrated what NHCX can do for you. My platform is going to be very, very similar, and most of the features are very similar. So I'll keep it very quick. So this is what it gives you. Now you do not have to use 25 different portals. The last I met a hospital was yesterday, and we counted there are 27 different portals right now. Every insurer has a different portal, every TP has a different portal. Some of them, of course, are clubbed with a few providers like myself, who does it for a couple of providers, and IHX who do it for multiple providers. But then we counted 27, 28, and I'm sure we could have missed a few, right? So this is what it gives you as a very, very hard-bound benefit immediately. You do not have to run around to different portals for sourcing your data in terms of settlement, in terms of claim statuses. All of that happens on one screen. Key benefits of using NHCX, standardization, of course. Now, what does standardization do? Standardization enables automation. Automation enables auto adjudication, which enables faster turnaround times. So that's what we're getting to. Our goal is to make sure that these stats that are announced by IRDI, IRDI announced stats for pre-auths to be 1 hour and discharges to be 3 hours. I'd say 3 hours is too long. Let's get it to 30 minutes. And this is what will enable it, right? Of course, transparency in terms of claim eligibility is a big, big thing. Hospitals will benefit. Orthopedics hospitals or hospitals that have an orthopedic department or a cardio department will definitely relate to this. Waiting period का बहुत बड़ा पंगा होता है. I mean, orthopedic surgery में किस बंदे के waiting period है, whether a surgery is covered or not, even general surgery for that matter, right? So that solves your problem. Of course, like I said, you get integrated with the larger ABDM picture. And another thing is NHA right now is offering a cash incentive for you to get on board. So the insurers have been working on this for the last 18 months, and they've all gotten on board. They've spent resources a lot. But then we understand that the providers, especially the mid to smaller providers, need help. And that is why there's a cash incentive planned for hospitals that use the NHCX platform to submit claims. The cash incentive right now is 10% of the claim value or 500 rupees, whichever is lower. For more details, of course, you can contact the NHA rep here who will be more than glad to help you. Now, what do I offer? My platform offers everything that you see on the screen here, right from creating an ABHA ID, so enrolling a patient to the ABDM environment, for which, by the way, you get a separate cash incentive. So that's another thing, food for thought for you. Of course, we have direct integrations with a few insurers. Most of our platform is very, very intuitive, designed for very, very simple operation. Apart from this, a couple of things that we offer is, like Kiran sir had mentioned earlier, all the hospitals here today, I mean, most of these Pune is a very, how do I put it, a high penetration zone for insurers. Most of you guys are already impaneled with most of the insurers for business. And what we offer to you is a screen where you can manage all your contracts on the same screen. Now, you do not have to keep a folder where you save all your contracts, all your MOUs, your ANH documents, all of that is in the past. Today, you can use a single screen to manage all your contracts. A few insurers that we are integrated with are coming forward to accept the fact that the future is digital, and they're okay negotiating your contracts digitally now. MOUs are all going to be digital. So this is one thing that you can do. Just in case, the chances are very rare, but just in case any of your hospitals is not impaneled with another insurer or one of the insurers that I am partnered with, I also offer this. I can get you impaneled with an insurer that you're not impaneled with a single page of form that you have to fill in. You fill in that form, you're given rates, you approve the rates on the same day, and you're impaneled with the hospital. MOU, of course, like I mentioned, signed digitally. The next day, you can accept patients for that insurer. I'm sure some of your hospitals would have tried cashless anywhere. I'm not sure what your opinion on how convenient that is. My experience has been not very ideal. But then, why do you want to even get there? Get impaneled, and get impaneled in 24 hours is what I'm offering, right? So these are the couple of things that I offer, in addition to what Kiran showed from claims book, or Swarnendu showed from IHX. So these are the couple of things that I offer in addition to what they do. Another thing that I wanted to leave you with was, while all of us say it is very, very easy to get into NHCX, very honestly, apart from the fact that I am selling my own product here, ideally, the ideal world situation is your HIS that you use should be integrated with NHCX. You shouldn't be needing a provider like me. क्योंकि बीच में एक थर्ड पार्टी को लाना ही क्यों है? जब आप अपने HMIS से ही डायरेक्ट क्लेम भेज सकते हो, that is the ideal world situation. You should all be doing that. But then the integration process is a lengthy one, and it will definitely require a capex from your side. So end of it all, it is a business decision whether you want to use a third party provider, you want to integrate yourself. What we offer you is to avoid that capex expenditure or capex and turn it to operational expenditure. Very simply put, you do not have to spend a large amount now. You can just get integrated now and think about it in the future, right? Integration is as easy as this. Just like the others, demonstrated, get a HFIR ID registered, come to my portal, enter your information, all your information is pulled up. The hospital name, address, everything is already there. All you need to do is give me your telephone number and email ID, and you're ready to use NHCX immediately. So maybe under a minute, right? But then, like I said, it is a business decision for you. I would love to discuss business with you today, or maybe later this week, whenever you would want to engage. Not just that, if it is just NHCX you want to talk about, I'm really passionate about this whole project. We've been working very hard. So if you have any questions about NHCX itself, while the NHA is there to answer all your queries, I wouldn't mind it a bit if you just call me and ask me a question कि सुमित ये समझ में नहीं आया फिर से समझा दे. I don't mind that, right? You make a business decision to use IHX or claims book or me, that's a decision you make in the long run. But for today, you should engage with us to understand what NHCX can do for you. Like my other colleagues mentioned, we can't really demonstrate the whole product here, right? Takes a long time to get through all the features that we have. But then what we are here today is to engage with you guys and show you how NHCX can work for you, reduce your bed turnaround times, and add operational efficiencies. Maybe we'll save some money also while doing this. So the business decision we can talk about, but this is my coordinates. You want to talk to me now, you want to talk to me later, all questions welcome. For now, if you guys have any questions, I'd love to answer them. Otherwise, we'll push it for later. Any questions? No? All right. Yes, of course. Thanks a lot for being such a such a great audience. Thanks a lot for getting here. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Vaska, for such an informative session. And I would like to thank NHA official team for explaining the initiative and technical modality involved in the process. Now, I call upon Mr. Indrajit Singh, Secretary General from GIA, to address the audience. Please, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. So good evening to all of you. And first of all, let me thank the Bajaj team for arranging such an impressive hall and then filling it up also. I mean, that's a great audience, I would say. And I think I have also attended 3-4 meetings of this kind and in various cities. And I think I could not restrain myself from appreciating the largest audience which we have seen. Thank you. It's a great audience. That shows the level of interest and that shows the kind of time you people can spare for understanding and for attending this kind of seminar to just understand how this NHCX thing is going to benefit the payers, the providers. So it's really great. Now, we have today under this roof the payers and the providers both and NHA officials also. So I think this trio which is going everywhere in various cities of the country is really going to work wonders if they all collaborate. And then we have a team of demonstrators also, which is totally optional for the providers to follow. So this is the situation which is there. And on the basis of Mr. Vaska's presentation, you would have seen that what are going to be the various benefits which are there when we have to integrate and to come on a particular software. Right now, you are integrating team by team to a different companies. Your team integrates with the team of one insurer, then one hospital with another, second insurer, third, or the number of insurers which you deal. Now, this kind of exchange which is there is going to provide you, as Mr. Vaska said, a router which will be there wherein you have one software and on the basis of that you integrate with all the insurers. It is really a saving of time, money, and convenience which is being offered by this back-end kind of software which is there. So it is not exactly a software, I would say. It is a sort of convenience platform which is provided to you by the government for the benefit of all the providers, payers, and the beneficiaries. So all people can be there together, and all people can be communicating to each other through this platform and kind of submitting their papers, getting the claim payments, and then learning the status of the claims. And then some people wanted to say that if grievance could also be there. So let us see how the things shape up in future for this kind of facility also to be there. So these are the various benefits. And I'm sure this afternoon you have heard with great patience to Mr. Vaska and to the demonstrators also. And you will have a number of questions. Some people have asked questions also. And if any more questions are there, the demo people, the NHA officials still we have, and we are also there to sort it out. And we'll try to answer all your questions which are there. And whatever we could not immediately resolve or answer here, we shall be dealing with them later on. So once again, I thank all of you for taking time today and coming here in such large numbers, and to understand this really shows a great interest for the payers, providers of this Pune city. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I declare the floor open for question and answer, and I request the guests, if anybody have any sort of query, we have our delegates from NHA officials and GIC Council. They'll address your query. Please raise your hands one by one. And suggestions are also welcome in this. Please. I think the session was so clear that everybody has sorted with the queries. So now, last but not the least, I would request Mr. Bhaskar Narukar for the vote of thanks.
Thanks, Shruti. I think session is still open. You can ask your questions. People will be available on high tea on both sides. We have organized. You can check your queries. First of all, I would like to thank this August gathering. That all of you have come here means that all of us wants our mutual customer to be benefited at the end of the day. Digital mission is a thing that is coming in being, and the earlier we get onto that digital side of the servicing platform, better for all of us. So this future, let us bring it earlier to Pune. Puneला विद्येचं माहेरघर म्हणतात. Pune is a city of knowledge and all. And I think on technology side also, Pune has got a lot of technology. So as a Pune healthcare ecosystem partners, let us ensure that we have the maximum participation in this digital journey that the government of India is planning. So from bottom of my heart, I thank all the providers, partners who have come here to listen to this wonderful session. And of course, you will take back your notes. You will go back, as Mr. Vaska said, that you will work out your cost-benefit analysis, the digital integration and all. There may be some costs in the beginning, but I hope everybody at the end of the day has to be on this digital channel. So I thank from my bottom of heart for the attendance this Monday afternoon. I thank Mr. Kiran Gopal, Director, IT and Policy from Ministry of Health. A director, a secretary level person has come here to propagate this. So really it's nice, I think, to listen to him and the ideas that where we are going ahead. So I thank NHA and Mr. Vaska. I thank GI Council. GI Council is a part of insurance industry coming together for benefit of customer, for taking the insurance journey ahead to the customer and all providers. So I thank GI Council, Mr. Inderjit Singh and Sasi sir for gracing the occasion. I thank Mr. Akhil, who is a technical partner, and I think he'll answer all your questions. I thank the partners, IHX, Vitraya and Claimbook. They have given the presentation and they will answer all your queries. Last but not the least, I thank my team for arranging this, and I think they deserve a round of applause for making this session. The tea and high tea and this thing is arranged. You can carry on the conversation on the side track. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all, and thanks NHA official, GIC official, and all the guests for your active participation. We ensured the session was useful, and we look forward for your support in adopting NHCX. High tea is being served at both the ends. Please use this opportunity to network with your industry colleagues. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Take care. Guests, high tea is being served at both the ends.